So in my latest YouTube video, I talked about the power of conviction, how it's a super important trait to have as a man, right? And I'd argue that this next trait that I'm going to talk about in this video is just as important, if not just behind it, in terms of priority. And it's carefreeness. It's having the carefreeness to be detached enough from any outcome in your life that it really doesn't affect your judgment, and it doesn't affect your actions, what you do on a daily basis. It doesn't make you fall into a rut. It doesn't just destroy your life for better or for worse, because if you let something again make you a lot more energized, a lot more happy or whatever, when it goes wrong, it's gonna crush you, right? So that's where having carefreeness and detachment from any outcome in life is super important. And it doesn't mean not caring at all about the outcome. It just means that certain things in life are simply out of your control. Okay, if you're broke right now and you're fat, you're out of shape, you're just not as charismatic as you could be, you're not as well-spoken as you could be, energetic as you could be, that's completely your fault, right? So that's something to get pissed about. That is something to definitely care about a lot. But if you are in a situation which is just simply out of your control, maybe I don't know, war has been declared in your country and shit is hitting the fan in your country, that is out of your control, and you've got to have some element of carefreeness there. That's just a very extreme example, but it's also carefreeness in interactions, social interactions, relationships. A girl rejects you, a girl breaks up with you, it's out of your control. There is some element of it, right, of it being in your control, in the sense that, look, if you were really the man that you knew you could be and that you can be, she probably wouldn't have broken up with you. But even then, sometimes you can do everything right and someone in a relationship can break up with you, or a friend can betray you, and that can be completely out of your control. And that's where carefreeness and detachment from these external things, right, that happen to everyone, right? There's loads of shit every single day that happens to people that's outside of their control. As long as you just understand that it's outside of your control and you literally couldn't do anything about it, and that life moves on regardless, you're going to be in a much healthier place, as opposed to someone who gets super annoyed about it, caught up in it, super depressed because of a friend betraying them, or their girlfriend breaking up with them, whatever it is. Don't get me wrong, you can feel the emotions, you can be sad for a little second, a minute, but don't let it completely throw you off course, if that makes sense. Don't let the things that are simply uncontrollable control your life, because that's a very, very dangerous place to be. And carefreeness is a lot more than that as well. It's simply not caring what other people think. It's going about your life being able to just do whatever the hell you want, irrespective of what people may think about it, irrespective of whether or not they might call you weird, they might think that you're an outcast, an outlier. In fact, that's a very good thing, because you want to be weird in today's day and age. You want to be different. If you're weird, you're different. And if you're different, you're basically doing something that 99% of people aren't. And as long as it's not bloody going around murdering people, you're probably doing a good thing, right? And you're probably on the right path. You're probably going to achieve a lot more than 99% of people. So it's understanding that ultimately people's opinions and people in general, life is limited. Everything's going to be wiped off this planet, in terms of everything that everyone your life, all the memories, all that, they're going to be wiped off this planet sooner or later. And in fact, if we zoom out and look at the macro perspective, we're nothing compared to the overall history of the world, right? We're absolutely nothing. We're just a speck in the universe, a speck on this planet in the universe, and really just nothing. And we're just here for a short amount of time. And so when you have that mindset, it really does help you just start to become more carefree and more detached about loads of especially the little trivial things that a lot of people just get super pissed about or really get attached to, right? And it allows you to move forward more effectively in your life and make the right decisions, because you don't let your emotions cloud your judgment, and you essentially are always just doing the necessary stuff, whether a bad thing happened to you or not. And I don't really believe in stuff happening to you, right? They always happen for you. That's also a very good paradigm shift to have when it comes to being more carefree and being less detached, right? If you're in a really important business meeting and you this would be a really great client to have, and you really want to have that client or whatever, because it'd be great for your business. They'll be a really high paying client, and say it goes wrong and they don't actually close and they don't pay you. That's fine, right? Most people would get completely destroyed by that, or they'd let it ruin their week at least. Maybe they'd let it ruin their month, and they'd mess up their sales for the rest of the week, the month, and they'd then be in even, worse off than if they just took a breather and they were like, okay, didn't go my way. Maybe I did XYZ things wrong, right? 100% take accountability. I'm not saying don't take any accountability for anything. It's the same with the breakup example that I gave. If a girlfriend breaks up with you, it's probably because you did a few things wrong. Sometimes you can not do something wrong and you can still have relationships obviously not go your way and someone betray you, etc., as I explained. But take accountability, but also understand that a large part of any interaction, relationship, anything that happens in life, really, it's a large part of it is also out of your control, because in most cases it's there's another party involved, right? There's another human being or human beings, right? And they have minds of their own, they have decisions that they need to make on their own, and there's a lot of that aspect that you just absolutely have zero control over. And that should free you up so much in life when you understand that, look, like, shit's going to happen regardless of whether you do XYZ thing or not. Whether you chase your dreams, start that business, like, people are going to have opinions of you whether you do it or not. It's just a matter of, like, what you actually want to do with your life ultimately, because people are thinking way less about you than you think, right? People are always thinking about themselves 99% of the time, And yeah, ultimately you've got one life, and carefreeness, and couple that with conviction, as I mentioned in my previous video. I mean, like, these are two traits that will generally make you unstoppable in life, and they'll force you to basically get what you want out of life. They'll force you to level up, to continuously attract the right people in your life, to continuously attract the right opportunities, and make your life bloody fantastic. If you want to join my brotherhood, by the way, and really master your life, master your mindset, which therefore will lead to you mastering all of your other areas of your life, make money online as well, which is something that I teach, feel free to check the link in the description, the first link in the description. You can join the Mastery Brotherhood. It's my inner circle, because I think it's a really good goal to have, to try and master yourself in the short lives that we all live. And it doesn't mean striving for perfection. It doesn't mean trying to be the perfect man, because I don't believe in that. I believe in having the fine balance of having routine, having discipline, but also having a chaotic side of your life where you do whatever the hell you want, you have fun, but you prioritize the most important things first above the frivolous, chaotic, fun activities which most average people make their priority, right? So check the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.